Um, I'm not at liberty to talk about what's going on with her Wells Fargo situation. I'm not as embroiled. What I will say is that there were an inordinate amount of people that took advantage of my absence, you know, and her vulnerability at the time that she allowed.
One more question. Because you caught so much backlash, over the breakup. Has Wendy ever cheated on you?
No comment.
So what you got going on right now? Because I seen you running around with Tamika Scott. What's that about?
Hunter Publishing, that's the new venture. I've been blessed with not just her, but amazing authors like Sonia Aline, who has the title "I Kick Ass at Work." But we're on Tamika now. It's a cookbook, Taste of the South, table set, Taste of the South, Cooking with Tamika Scott, available on Amazon, BarnesandNobles.com, Kindle, HunterPublishing.com. It's doing very well. I'm
You
blessed.
just did an event.
Yeah, we did a big publishing release party for her in Atlanta due to the success of the book, which was released May 17th. And I would say that, I understand what the gold standards is with books, and you got to make the Times list, whatever. But as an independent Black publisher coming out of the pandemic and selling 1,200 books within a month, I feel like it's on its right path. And I'm blessed. I'm graciously humbled to be working with her and for her to take the chance. It's funny, in the beginning of our journey, she's a fearless soul, and so is Sonia. Sonia Aline, let me not get her name wrong. Fearless soldiers. And as I think about it, Miss Annette, who is the author of another title that's coming out, the Larry Davis story, for all my real G's that follow that, the ghetto icon that is him. I have a whole bunch of material that no one knows anything about as to how his relationship with the police really started and what they really had him doing.
Okay.
And it's pretty.
Shout out to the BX.
It's pretty crazy how when you learn about Larry and what they really did, you're gonna be like, wow. But
how do you feel about Charlamagne the God today?
oh God, you just said. Can I finish what I was saying?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let me just finish saying what I was saying about Hunter Publishing. With realizing that after helping propel and uplift a female talent, a woman who I respected, that I happened to have been married to, but just the whole strong Black woman thing, and being born from a strong Black woman, I'm just realizing that all the women that I'm working with after that are like really strong Black women. And that's not, I want to release some male authors too, but I just feel like, there's not enough celebration for, a strong Black intelligent woman, in that space, that I see.
The women, they out here hustling, they doing their thing, man.
So shout out to them. And how do I feel about Charlamagne the God? I feel like after God put me in the position that I was put in after I settled with Wendy and excelled with her, the position that I was in to be able to put people in certain situations and give opportunities, like he was definitely one of them that benefited. I stand on the fact that taking nothing away from his talent, which he clearly has, but he would never have been able to see the light of day in its #1 market with the way that these vultures are, and you know what I'm talking about. There's no room. So what I did for him, I did on some G shit. Like, you was holding me down at the time while my peoples was getting dogged out. in a market while we syndicated. You made me aware of some shit that was going down. I took a personal trip to come down there. I didn't know who you was prior to that, and you know, people had a lot of respect for you. But the fact that you went on a limb to tell me about this, and I was able to explore it, and it's unfortunate that the company that was trying to stifle the situation was the same company in the city that she was holding up on her back, you know what I'm saying, with BLS and all that. Yeah. So to find out the inner city is cutting us short, and we all down together, it created a commotion. And all everybody wanted to know was how he found out. So when that all came to a head, you know, and I realized that they took that brother off the air from 5 days a week to just the weekends, I already knew what was coming. They about to fire him. Right. And my exact words to him, no disrespect to what my ex put down on her own accord with her talent. But maneuvering through this deep sea, you have to have people that you confide in that give you the right guidance of sorts, that can see what you can't see. And at the time, with all that was that on the radio for 5 hours a day, I felt like there needed to be somebody else. It was almost like a morning show in the afternoon, and it needed to have more elements. So at the time, we were testing different comedians from Drew Frazier to Capone, whatever. And when all this went down, when he told me what was happening in this market in Columbia, I said, listen, and they chopped his knees off by taking him off the air. I said, look, man, come up here. You could jump on and we could test it out. I don't know how long it's gonna last. You know, you ain't got nowhere to stay. You can stay at my spot. And you can last 2 weeks or it lasted 7 years. 5 of those years, yeah, you could say was an intern for him, but not necessarily because you had free room and board, and I was looking out for him like he was family. Like real family. He lived in my house for like 5 years. Wow. And, you know, he stayed on the air 7, but 4 to 5 years he stayed at my condo in New Jersey, where I paid the rent. It wasn't cheap. And, you know, I know that he wasn't doing a ton of appearances or whatever. He had to get his bones up, and he was making a mark. Right. So I would look out. Like, I would make sure, like I look out for him like a little brother. Right. I eat, you eat. I buy a pair of sneakers, yo, you here, nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep up appearances. Right. Not taking nothing away from his talent. Right. And
nah, you looked out for him.
And when it was time to go in there and negotiate that deal for him, because I'm like, yo, behind the scenes, it was a fight to get him money because they was just like, we don't want to pay him. I'm like, come on, you got to get this guy something. Mm-hmm. He's making a difference. Yeah. And I fought for that first $70K. Right. You know, and I thought that I had earned, the respect for him to have faith in whatever other part of the journey that we're supposed to go on. But unfortunately, there was a lot of people in his ear and telling him about a lot of negativity about me. And when given a chance, and I never signed him. You know, it's crazy. I used to come at him like, all right, you ready to sign a contract? He'd be like, yeah, I signed. But all the contracts, and you know, some people call me crazy and stupid for it.
Nah, I've been that guy. Like, then help somebody do something, and then sign them, and then they prosper, and you look back like, I should have. But sometimes, you know, you give people that, you don't really press it, because in your situation, you was cool, so you wasn't really pressing him signing paperwork because you never thought that he would not do right.
I didn't. It was more like I was going through different contract disputes with different things dealing with my peoples, and when I look at him and how our relationship started, it was like, I'm already inviting you into my home. I'm showing you love like a brother because you put me on to some shit, on some real shit. People don't make moves like that no more. And I want you to want to sign this contract. I don't want nobody to feel like if you signed and you in jail. Could I have secured a different kind of bag? Probably. But when I realized that after everything I did, when I realized that he really wasn't in my corner, and getting caught up in the machine that I helped graciously help you get there, I'm the type, like, I was like, all right, man, we good. I never told him why. I never told him why we not good. I just stepped away. I said, you know what? There was a move that was made where he clearly didn't want me to be part of his career. So I said, look, man, even as a little brother, I don't have to manage you, but don't mess the game up by going somewhere else on some thirsty shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like people's livelihoods. And he made a move, and you know, that move to Philly, it turned out the way it turned out. And he was able to come back strong, and that's good. So in one aspect, I applaud the efforts of, but I'm not like on from some G shit and how you went out on me because of a girl, over a girl that happens to be my baby mama. Let me take the mother of my child. You're gonna strike that. The woman that happens to be the mother of my child, how you went out on me and made a mockery of the situation that really helped you. I can't fuck with it. But peace and blessings. I'm at a place now in my life that, you know what? Do what you gotta do, man. That God handles all things. It's unfortunate that we wasn't able to go down this journey. Whatever part of the journey that I was essentially part of, I'm happy for, and do what you need to do. God will work everything out. But was it cool that you got on the air and made a mockery of the whole thing when you was part of it and you knew the family structure that was being instituted? And you know what? Regardless of my own actions, there's a certain code amongst men. Right. And I just felt.
So you saying he knew about the mother of your child relationship and then turned around and.
He introduced me to her.
Wow.
I mean, I ain't gonna fault him for that. Like, I'm my own man.
Yeah, I mean, it is up to you if you take it any further.